Hey there everybody, T-shirt booth here for GSHelper.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to display an image depending on a table cell value. This has been asked a few times in the past week, so I wrote it down and I thought I'd cover it in a video, and we're going to do so now. So I have 4 images right here, and I know a lot of people that are trying to do this, they have probably 50 or 60, but for time's sake we'll just stick with the 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in. First thing I want to point out is all my images are named kind of accordingly. World 1, World 2, World 3, and all lowercase. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go create a table. I'm going to go home. And we're going to go to tables. And I'm going to hit the plus sign. And I'm going to open this table. And so I have 4 images. So I'm going to do 4 rows, and I'm going to make this a text attribute, and I'm going to type in the names of my image. World 1, and notice that I'm keeping all lowercase, just exactly like my images are numbered. There we go. So I have them all there. Now I'm going to go home and go back into the scene, and I'm going to create a game attribute, and it's going to be an index attribute because it's going to be a number, a whole number greater than 0, and I'm going to call this what image, and I'm going to set that to 1. So now what we need to do is go into the image, and we're going to put a constrain attribute. And it depends on your game. You can put change attribute, but then you'll need a trigger to change it to stuff like that. But for the sake I'm doing, just a demonstration, it's going to be a constrain attribute. And I'm going to constrain self image to table cell value. And for table, I'm going to put our table, which is table 1. For row, I'm going to put game what image. That's that attribute we made. And I know all my images in column 1, so I'm going to put 1 there for column. And I'm going to hit preview, and you're going to see it still says world 1. Now we're going to go, and I'm going to create a trigger so we can change this image here. And I'm going to go in here, I'm going to make a rule, create rule, when touch is pressed, change attribute to change attribute game what image to game what image plus 1. And so I can go around and around, I'm going to actually add to this rule here. And I have 4 images, so no, actually I'm not going to do that because it's going to go into a 0. So let's just keep it this way. So what image plus 1? So what's going to happen now when I hit preview? When I click on this, it's going to change my attribute to 2. And you'll see now it changed the image to 2, and then 3, and then 4. I don't have one for 5, so it's going to error out there. But basically, all I'm doing is changing the the game attribute right here, which is 1, to start with. And in here, we're telling it to use game.whatImage. So when it goes to our table and it chooses 1, it knows to pick this to change our image to. When it changes it to 2, it knows to take this, and so on and so on. And what it's doing is it's simply just changing the name of our image. And we'll go in here, and I'll just throw a quick display text on here, and we'll tell it to display self image. And I'll change the color just to green and hit preview. And so you see here world 1, when I change it, world 2, it's actually pulling that data right from the table cell value that we have. And that's pretty much it. That's all you need to know on how to change images depending on a table cell value. Head on over to GSHelper.com and you can download this project file for free. It'll be right underneath the video, and I hope you enjoy.